Hey guys, my name is Brandon Burnside, and this is my book I wrote. I did it in about 2 weeks, and this is a sample book which I had made just to have something, and that's my picture with my wife. Very beautiful. Here's my publishing house. It's hard to see. But I'm going to talk to you about it, how I made it, and I definitely think you guys will be very interested to know that you can make a book for $100. And plain and simple, I had wrote it on an app. It was for iPhone. It was for books. So you could write how you wanted to write. Excuse me. You could have your chapter, and you could write your dialogue, and then you could save it to Word or PDF form, which I did. And I had about 26,400 words. It's a novella, and it took me during the lockdown period about a little bit over 2 weeks. And I never wrote before in my life. It came natural, and I love it. I'm on my second book right now. It's called American Purge, and I think you guys will love it. It's about a pandemic that comes out of 2022. The first one, of course, happened 2019, COVID-19. And whenever the disease hits you, you transform yourself into, I would say, a creature of green, rotted flesh, yellow, pussy eyes, huge claws. And you devour flesh, which is the scary part of it. And it's pretty good to have a couple of good characters. One's name is Micah. She's trained in ninjutsu, and she's a badass. She can fight. She can kick ass. She uses 2 katana swords, and it's not exactly for Mortal Kombat because katana, she uses a fan, so it's not the same. So don't get it wrong. And then Jordan Lee, he's a martial arts expert, and of course his hair is like dreadlocks because he couldn't wash it during the period of during the period of this time, because really there's no beauty products, there's no cell phones, no computers. Everything's been wiped out. The whole government's been wiped out. There's only one faction called the New Wave faction, the Rebels. And they're fighting to save humanity against the Immortals, a.k.a. the Green. And the Green they're tough. They can be killed, but, you got to know what you're doing. And there's very little ammunition for guns, but people have them. But it goes through different states, and they're trying to get to New York to take over the New Wave, the Immortals. They're trying to take it over. And a couple of the characters are also trying to make it to New York to help the rebels fight these creatures. North Korea sent the virus in my book, and he sent one guy, Kim Sung, and he sent him to America to pass the virus through the mouth. And it's hilarious. It's also scary, and it's also gruesome. And I would say also the man with the changing faces, he's so thrilled that this is happening that he's actually the devil. And he had this all happen. It's good versus evil. If you like The Stand, you like Swan Song, that one is similar in a way. I'm looking to do about maybe 40,000 words or more. I'm not sure yet. Right now I'm at 30,000, so it's only chapter 8, so I've still got time to go. But I want to get back to my book right here. So I'll tell you a little bit about the synopsis. Okay, here we go. Eddie is a fun and loving man when he visits an antique shop and comes across a dummy named Charlie. The Devil's Book is a brown leather bound book that will bring Charlie back to life. Once Eddie has the dummy in the book, many bad things start happening as he must sacrifice a human being to bring the once lived magician back to life through the dummy. Eddie's girlfriend Margie happens to hear Eddie talking to the dummy. The dummy starts to control Eddie and has him murder to eat his victims to gain strength. Charlie must eat Eddie's firstborn to live again as the man and be the powerful magician as he once was during the 1900s. Will Charlie control Eddie into giving Margie's firstborn, or Eddie fighting to save Margie and of his child? Only time will tell in this horror thriller. It must read for any horror fan. So I think you guys will really like it. And I'll show you a little bit of the inside, how it looks. So we'll go here. A novella, Cursed Book of the Devil's Dummy, by myself, Brandon Burnside. Death House Stories, my publishing page. And it's been copyrighted already, so it's protected by law. Part 1. And it goes for 80 pages. And I also have my author page back here. This is my first book, and my second book is American Purge, which I said right here. So I'm having books made right now. Sorry, I just can't even see my eyes when I have this on. I'm making books right now through Lulu and also KDP Direct, Amazon Kindle. I'm on there. You can find it by the Cursed Book of the Devil's Dummy. This title right here. Of course, the real book will not have this black stuff here. This is made from a notebook. It's just a sample to see if I like the size and everything. It was free. And of course, I would not present a book like this, and also the price will go here. I'm not sure exactly what the price will be, but we will sell it in the Tampa bookstores over here to start out with, and then go from there. Like I said, it was a little bit of a process finding somebody to do it, the cover art, but I know it looks like Dead Silence doll, but it's a little bit different. Yep. It has green eyes instead of blue. And of course, brown hair instead of black. And the blood on the mouth is different than the original doll, because it was the scariest doll that I could find. And of course, it has my blue door, which is significant in the book, what it stands for. And this is a 3rd-story house, which is also in the book, that Eddie owns. His father gave it to him, Fiorino Fiorentini, and he's Italian. Of course, it takes place in the 1950s, and of course, a lot of the mobsters ruled the social scene, and they took over everything. But more or less, that was in New York how it was. But I live in Tampa, and I wanted to make a book in Tampa, and I think it's pretty neat. I think you won't find a book like this, and I'm gonna read the book to you guys through the reading app. I mean, if you like horror, you like gore. It's got some, romance in it, but of course you need a little bit of that. And I hope you guys will really like it. I mean, Eddie is the character. He's the main character. He's an Italian guy. He was in the Navy, but he's now retired from a back injury he had gotten. And one day he's at the antique shop, and this man, comes over, and he's pretty gross looking, and he's to do with the whole book. This man, he's behind it, and he sells this dummy to Eddie. It's basically the devil's shop, and that old man could be the devil. I'm not going to tell you, but it has a significant part in the book, and at the end. So I definitely tell you, I got it made, this whole thing, for like $100 on Fiverr. They did the layout of the book. They did the cover, the formats for the book, and they did the ebook. And I did some print on demand, which is coming in the mail for the real book. So, I mean, I didn't have any writing experience, and, if you have something you want to do, you have a passion, don't give up. Because I didn't know I was a writer until recently, and it came natural. And I've had quite a few people read this book, and they love it. Even people I don't know, like beta readers. They said they thought they were reading Stephen King. They were so excited about it. And that's a big accomplishment for a nobody, out there in the writing game. But my name is Brandon Burnside, and I write apocalyptic books, horror books, and that's kind of my genre right now, is the horror game. And I think that I will be a new king of the novellas coming up, like a Joe Hill or a Stephen King. I think I might be even a little bit more gruesome than Stephen King is. That's just my opinion. This is not a fact. This is my opinion, what I say. But if you guys like this kind of thing, I want you to give a thumbs up. This is my first video for the channel. And I am 38, so there will be a lot more books to come. And I look forward to you guys supporting me as even a new author and also a Tampa author. So please give your like and a shout out. And if anybody is looking to publish this book through your publishing platform, I would be interested in talking to you about it. And if terms come that I like, we can make a deal. But, send me your comments and tell me what you guys think. That's not the finished product, but that's what it's going to look like, the cover for sure. And we'll go look at it one more time. Cursed Book of the Devil's Dummy. No, it looks pretty good. Sorry. It has the house in the back. And all this was made for $100, this format. They even put my logo I made as the publishing house. Death House Stories. And of course the price goes here. And the real one will have the name and title of the book. But, for $100, it came out nice. I'm going to read it to you guys, though, coming up when I have time. It's going to be audiobook. But you can find it on KDP Direct, Kindle, and also you can find it on Lulu and Kobo Books. And eventually it will be in the bookstores. This is a 6x9, and I also could do 5x8. But this is my first book that I'm proud of. I wrote it for my mom because she always wanted to be a writer. She passed away, so this was her dream to write a book. I know it might not have been a scary book, but the point is, I did it for her, and I named a character after her, which survived, so it's not that it's related to her death in any way. Well, God bless you guys, and I pray that You guys live a happy and prosperous life. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. I can tell you whatever I did to help you and whatever app I used to write the book. And it's not going to always be easy, but the first draft is always going to be the one that you're not going to keep. So just get started and write down what you're doing. As long as you get it on paper, that's what matters. If you don't get it on paper, you're never going to have this. Even small, big, something. This was 2 weeks. 26,000 words. I mean, it might come slower for you guys, but it came fast for me. And when you write, the major thing is that you show instead of tell. But sometimes you need to tell because it's easier for other people to understand too. But just make your imagination come alive. Even if you wrote about your dog, some story about your dog. As long as you like writing, that's what matters. I've had a hard time with my life. I didn't even know I had the skill until recently. So it might take you some time to figure it out, but if you guys are serious about writing, give it a shot, and you never know, you might be the next superstar in the writing game. It's not that hard. And I can teach you guys later how to send queries to agents or to publishing houses. Sometimes you don't even need an agent, but they're always good, or lawyers for the technical part of the aspect of the contract, which you guys don't know anything about, and neither do I. But, it's free to always put on KDP or Lulu. They don't charge you anything. And you got a book out there in your name. How good is that? Well, guys, you've been with me about 17 minutes. And I appreciate all of your time, whoever stuck through it all. And I'll make some more videos. I definitely look forward to having my other book come out. It's really cool. American Purge, coming out later this year, 2020. And I'm telling you, it's pretty neat. You've never seen anything exactly like it. Take care. Keep writing. Make sure you read too. That's important. God bless. Bye.